Hey, welcome to episode of Chad's Beer Podcast. This week I'm talking to Beerman. What's going on, Beerman?
How's it? Cheers, man.
I guess my first question would be like, is that like a superhero name, like Batman, Superman, Beerman?
I don't know. I say beer, man. Hey, man, a lot, and dude, and all that. So
Mhm.
it turns out that other people have the same name too. So I had to kind of hope that I could keep that name, and I was able to. So we're good to
Yeah,
go.
and like your actual handle is like Beerman421.
Yeah, a minute after 420.
Or was Beerman 1 through 420 taken?
uh, to be honest, I don't know how it all happened, but
Mhm.
um, that's actually my Gmail address.
Okay. I know it's
So,
funny. Like, I've been using Chad9976 since like the 90s.
oh
Like
well,
when I first started this channel, it was just youtube.com/Chad9976.
yeah,
And because 9976 is my birthday, September 9th, 1976. And
gotcha.
like I still have that email address because like if you watch some of my really old videos, at the end it'll say for trades or whatever, contact me at chad976@yahoo.com. I still have that email, even though I hardly get any email on it anymore. Like I use that for like contests or like mailing lists or something where it's like where you just have to need they just need your email address. It's
Yeah,
like, okay, here's an email address like I never use, so they can spam the hell out of it. I don't care. You know?
yeah. I do use my email address, but I haven't had any bad spam, so we're okay.
Yeah. By the way, in case anybody missed it, Steve and I just reviewed LaChouffe Blonde. I haven't had this one in a while. I don't know if do you use Untapped?
I did at one time. I just stopped doing it, but
Hmm.
I do go there regularly to see reviews of certain beers I've, you know,
Hmm.
reviewing or whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah, because I checked Untapped, and last time I had this was like Christmas of 2013.
Oh
And I'm
well.
pretty sure I've had it since then, but like, cause usually, like, I'm like really like meticulous about that. Like, whenever I go to like a bar or restaurant, beer fest, like, I'll check into like every single thing I have because I want to like see like if it's as good as I remembered or because like, I have like thousands and thousands of beers and I can never remember like what I think of them. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw my podcast with the massive beer reviews a few weeks ago, but like he was saying, like he doesn't need it, like he just remembers. I'm just like, that's the opposite of me. I can't remember. Like it has to be like something like really, really Hall of Fame good, or like something so terrible. Like
Right.
those will be burned in my memory. Everything else is like, wait, did I like was that good or just okay or what?
Yeah. There's
That's
a
why.
lot of them that I don't, yeah, like I don't remember at all. I'm like, what did I just have? Like stuff from Great Notions, like that's a great brewery that's close to me. I always
Mhm.
love their beers, so I always remember them. It's certain things stand out. A lot of New England IPAs will stand out. The real good ones that I've had, um, Hot Butcher, a couple Hot Butchers I've had that were really good. I couldn't even believe I got them, to be honest, because that's like hard to find. But yeah, they're some of them are memorable and some of them aren't, depending on
Where
how
you're
slanted
in
you are.
Woodinville?
Are they?
You're
Oh, Hot Butcher.
no, where are you located?
Oh, I'm over in I'm in
Uh,
Warrenton, Oregon. I'm by Astoria, just south of Astoria, on the coast of Oregon.
what was it called?
Astoria.
Warren?
Oh, Warrenton. Yeah, Warrenton's just south of where Goonies was. Goonies and Kindergarten Cop were filmed, and some other things.
All right, so for the folks at home, this is there we go. I just wanted to show it on Google Earth there.
There you go.
It says the town is primarily a fishing and logging community.
Hmm.
Pretty small, only 6,277 people according to the 2020 census.
Yeah,
So
it's
you're
one of
like
my.
right on the Oregon Washington state border there, huh? Oh yeah, I
Yep.
see Astoria right there.
Yeah, just over the bridge from Astoria.
Yeah, I remember Goonies takes place in that city, but I thought that city was like on the coast, but it's It's a little off the coast.
Yeah, it's on the Columbia River. It's like they call them a spit. So like
Uh-huh.
when the ocean meets the river, and that's a spit. So it'll spit in like fresh water and salt water and mix it
Uh-huh.
in. You see it, and then you got a couple bridges over where we live, and it takes you one
Okay.
bridge. Yeah. So
Alright, so they're on the river, they're just not on the ocean.
yeah, Warrenton's more on the ocean, where Astoria's
Navy
more on the river.
Heights.
Yeah.
What's Navy Heights?
I don't know.
It's an unincorporated community. I don't know if you know, I was in the Navy for 10 years from 2001 to 2011.
So was I.
Oh, really?
In 92, I didn't stand long. I
Hmm.
had some complications, so I had to get out early. But yeah,
You
I
were
was in it.
in the 90s?
Yeah, I was in Jacksonville, Florida, on the U.S. Saratoga.
Okay, that's funny 'cause, Jacksonville's not too far from me, and I'm originally from Schenectady, New York, and Saratoga is just the next county over.
Oh
So
wow,
I go to
so
Saratoga a lot when I grew up there. In fact, my girlfriend and I just went back there, last August.
nice.
'Cause Saratoga is has, like, the horse racing track there. I don't
Oh,
know,
I
have you
was
ever been
on
to upstate
the
New
ship. I was on the
Yeah, I know.
Saratoga ship. Oh yeah,
Was that was that a battleship?
it was a carrier. Yeah,
Oh, okay, Care.
yeah.
Yeah, I was on the Wasp. It's a LHD, so it's like we carry the Marines helicopters
Oh,
in the Harrier
okay.
jets, like those jets that they take off like jets. They don't need the catapult like on the aircraft carrier, and
Yeah.
they can take off and land like a helicopter, and then they fly like a jet, and also the hovercrafts.
Hmm.
So anyway, I noticed that you just trimmed your beard recently, because for a while you had like this huge kind of Santa Claus thing going.
Yeah, it got hot.
Yeah, here's
Yeah.
a this.
Oh boy. Oh, that's my week. That's my other channel. Is that Trees
Yeah,
Whiz? I have like other channels.
this one's from 4 years ago. Wow. It says age restricted video.
Oh yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
my
you had a huge beard for a while there.
yeah. Just cut it. Yeah, like a month ago, a month and a half, 2 months ago.
Yeah,
So
mine was getting kind of like out here a little. And yeah, I cut it down to this about a month or two ago. My
uh,
I don't have good luck with hair, facial or head or body. Like I'm
hey,
very smooth.
yeah, I'm getting the
Well,
whites for
about a
sure.
year ago, I shaved my head, and because I was just like so sick of like at least like if you're bald, you're bald, and like mine's like won't make up its mind what it wants to do. It's like halfway, you know.
Right.
It's like I was just shaving the whole head, and I don't know. My girlfriend, I don't want to say she was nagging me. She was kind of like nudging me, like, "Oh, you look better with hair," you know. So I just haven't cut my hair or shaved my head in about a month or two. And I will
Uh,
say it's actually I kind of like this level. I might keep it like this, but like I'm not. I swear I'm not going back to the barber again.
grow it long. I want to grow mine long. I had it long for a while there, and I mean, like down to here, but
Mhm.
nothing up here. So I look like
Well,
crazy
it's not that I
man.
wanna grow it long, it's just that I'll just keep it at, like, about this length or whatever, and I'll like, because 'cause I'll just because like, I have, like, the beard trimmer, and you just put the bracket or whatever it's called at whatever length you want it, and just do the beard and the hair all at the same
Right?
length.
Yeah. Oh,
So
that's cool. I've never seen that.
you originally are you West Coast born and raised?
Yeah, I'm from Los Angeles.
Okay.
Up till I went into the Navy at 18. A lot of it had to do with religion. I was a Mormon growing up, and I didn't want to be part of the church anymore. So I
Oh, really?
ended up, yeah, went instead of a mission, I went in the Navy, and just kind of was like a jerk to my parents um, by doing that. But yeah,
Mhm.
I'm from LA, from Whittier. California. President Nixon's hometown, I think. Um, and then I went to North Carolina and moved out there. I was in the Navy in Jacksonville. Then I was like, I want to go back to the East Coast. My dad was out in North Carolina, so I went and lived there for about 10 years, and
Mhm.
and moved back. Met my wife, and here I am. Now we're over in Oregon. So
Yeah. So, like, for everybody watching on the video podcast, like, it looks like you're, like, in your home brewery. I see, like, a lot of, big, stainless steel pots behind you and stuff.
yeah,
So, like, is that the, what do they call it, a Blickman?
nah, it's
Oh,
Spike. Spike is the I'm not too
oh, yeah.
fond of Blickman products, to be honest. I really like Spike though.
Mhm.
Got some more. Got my fermenter right here, and then I built this place about 2.5 years ago or so. Parents passed away. I inherited a little bit of money, and I went ahead and built me a small little brewery. It's just a 10 by 12, 8 by 12 shed. It's got a little tiny walk-in and some taps. And it's just perfect for what I need for home. You know?
This seems to be a recurring theme on this show. You're like the 3rd or 4th guest in a row who has a shed in their backyard. I don't know if you watch Matt from Massive Beer Reviews. Like, he's in a shed, and
Yeah.
then last week I did, a beer day with TK. He's in
Yeah.
Ohio. He has a shed. He doesn't have
Oh, does it?
homebrewing equipment, but, like, it's just like his, man cave or whatever,
Right.
and, Rate My Beer in the UK, they have, like, a huge, like, they have, like, this, like, backyard, like a tiki lounge almost. Like, their whole backyard is just, like, it looks like a bar, like an
That's
outdoor
cool.
bar.
Nice. Oh, that's really cool. I like it. It's a home away from home. It's where I go to think
Yeah. So it's the
and brew
same
beer.
property as your house though, right?
Yeah, it's actually
Mm.
right on the wall of my house on the side. So
Mhm.
you have to actually go out of the house to walk in or get in here. But yeah, it's just a little small. It looked like crap before I did anything to it. It was like one of those places you just put your lawnmower in and call it good and tools.
Mhm.
But now it's all decked out and ready to, it's doing me some good justice. Brewed a lot of beers in here, and
Yeah.
plan on going further with this whole
I don't
hobby
know
of
if you
mine.
I don't know if you saw my channel a long time ago, like back in the Albany days. This channel's basically divided in like two halves, like the Albany days, which was like episode 1 through 700 or so, and then the Florida years. So like, because
Mm,
so 2008 to 2015, I was in Albany, New York, and
nice.
then 2015 I moved down to Florida, and I've been in this apartment for 6 years. I mean, obviously I've changed the setup and everything over time, but um, like I used to homebrew. I used to, but I did mostly like extract. I did do all grain, but I didn't have like a cool huge setup like yours. I just did like regular like 5 gallon, like propane in the backyard. Because like the apartment I had was pretty cool because it was a house that was turned into a front and back apartment, and I had this huge backyard. So I just got like like the turkey fryer and like the propane, um, uh, what am I burner or
Perfect.
whatever,
That
and
works.
just hook it up with garden hose, and then like in New York, everybody has a basement there, so I can actually just ferment everything in the basement. In Florida, nobody has basements, and like when I tried to homebrew when I moved to Florida, like all my batches were getting infected, which is really weird because I never had a problem with that when I was in New York. I was getting like butric acid,
Oh
and
wow.
I was getting Brett, which I didn't mind.
Oh wow.
So I was doing
Delicious.
a lot of saisons when I moved down here, and like saison with Brett is like a good combination.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
not when you're getting like butric acid and it just tastes like you know puke or bile or whatever.
Oh yeah. That's really good.
So when I moved from my last apartment to this place, I sold all my homebrewing equipment. I used to live in Lakeland, and there's this big huge brewery there called Brew Hub, and it's the opposite of like if you want to like they brew other people's beers for them. Like they actually brew some of Cigar City's beers for them, and
Wow.
they used to brew Toppling Goliath. So like
Oh, dang.
pseudo stew was made in Lakeland, Florida until a year or two
Crazy.
ago. I forget, but because Toppling Goliath is out of Iowa, and they finally opened their own brewery. Because
Yeah.
I just saw today you reviewed pseudo stew not too long ago.
Yeah, I did. It was pretty good, actually. They get some good stuff. Fresh, of course. If it's not fresh, you gotta look out for any IPA. But yeah, good stuff, man. I didn't know they were from. Where did you say they're from?
Toppling Goliath.
Yeah, Iowa. You
Yeah,
said Iowa.
it's like Decorah, Iowa, or something like that.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, because they, like I said, they used to be brewed out of Brew Hub in Lakeland, but and Cigar City too. You know,
Yeah, that's.
yeah, it's funny
I
because
like
now,
some New York City stuff. That's pretty
yeah,
good.
like Cigar City merged with Oscar Blues,
Oh, I
and
didn't
then
know
they
that.
got bought out by Monster Energy Drink. Did
Oh,
you hear about that?
crazy. No, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys
So
did a Guinness Monster mix, didn't you? Yeah, I think that
yeah,
was. Yeah.
the Gonster.
Right.
I was scrolling through Instagram and like all these beer accounts that I follow, all these like beer memes.
Mm,
They were showing it like as I assumed it was like a joke or whatever, and it is because like there's this new Monster product called like Super Dry Nitro, and it's the
mm.
only version of Monster that's actually green. Like any, or well, yeah, like most monsters, if you actually pour them into a glass, it's clear. It looks like Sprite. But
Yeah.
this new version of Monster is green. It looks like Mountain Dew, which is basically what it is. Because to me, it just tastes like orange juice.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah, so spoilers. If you actually do the Gonster, the half Monster, half Guinness, it's very weird because it's like Guinness and orange juice.
Weird. It
Yeah.
almost sounds kind of. Is it good? I mean, I gotta look at that. I gotta look further into that. I
I
saw
wouldn't
that.
s I don't know if I would go as far as say good, it's just, like, not bad, like, you're drinking it and you're just like, "This isn't bad," like, you would go into it, like, thinking, like, you're gonna, like, puke, like, it's gonna be so gross, but it's like, "Hey, I can actually drink this." It's a
Does
very
it?
weird mixture.
Is it an? Is it like an? Do you get energized too from it with that whole thing? I haven't had a Monster in a long time.
Yeah, I
A lot.
mean, it's got that plenty of caffeine in it.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Okay.
I try not to drink energy drinks that much, but,
Yeah.
um, like, I work on the road for a living, so I'm just, like, driving all day, and, like, I have a couple of these water bottles I bring with me and just, I'm in Florida, like, today it was, like, over 100 degrees, I'm just, like, sucking down water all day, but, like,
Holy.
by the ti like, you hit, like, 3 or 4 o'clock, and I'm like, "I can't drink any more damn water," you know?
Yeah.
So, like, you go to a gas station and just grab a Monster or something like that.
Yeah. It's crazy. 100 degrees. What? And humid. I bet. Right. A little humid or.
Yeah, actually, well, it started, thunderstorming a few hours ago, so,
Hmm.
which was nice because we haven't had any rain in a while. And,
Yeah. Yeah.
one of my cats is, like, scared to death of thunder and, like lawnmowers and everything. He hides in the closet. My
Oh,
other cat
fuck.
doesn't care.
That's- that sucks.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get back to, talking about your channel here. So you started I was just watching I sorted your videos by oldest, and I watched your first video. It said it was from
Oh
2018
boy.
or something. I think you
Yeah.
mentioned, like, you had a channel before this one, and then you started.
Well, I've got several different ones. I've got Pickled Steve. I've got Harmonica Man because I play harmonica. I've
Mhm,
got Trees Whiz, which is cannabis based
mhm,
reviews, but I haven't touched that in a while because YouTube doesn't like that so much,
mhm.
and I'm just kind of like, okay, whatever. Um,
Yeah.
my main one's my beer one though, Beer Man. I'm trying to. I might change it to Bubble Gut because that's the. I've got an LLC with them. I'm trying to start a brew pub in the future, so that's
Mhm.
kind of like Bubble Gut. Craft beer is my LLC and my main thing right now. So I might change that around because I've been brewing more than I am reviewing. So
So is that
um,
like a nano brewery?
yeah, right here is just a little. Here is just a home. Well,
Mhm.
A nano to me would be like a barrel and a half.
Mhm.
Always pushing out, doing double batches, maybe 4 times a week, and pushing them into like 3 barrel fermenters or whatever you're doing, and then
Right.
always having different stuff on tap. It's kind of my idea, but just and then maybe some food carts outside. Just kind of keep it a tap house situation, and some food on the side if you need it. So, but yeah, I mean, I've got my endeavors. I got the things I'm wanting to get into. It
Yeah.
just takes money, takes credit, takes time, and but right now it's just a hobby. You know.
What's your day job, if you don't mind me asking?
Sure. Yeah, I'm just a cleaner, housekeeper, I clean houses, rental
Mhm.
houses around the area. I work for a cleaning company, and I'm full time. One of two. There's two full timers. Um, been doing that for about 7 years. Well, I started with one company, and then I ended up with this company for about 4 or 5 years now,
Mhm.
and just great company. They treat me well. So, and I like what I do because you're working by yourself. You're just kind of a lot of times, unless I'm training someone, but I'm
Yeah.
like sitting there by myself working, just listen to my music, listen to my podcasts, beer podcast, stuff like that. Usually, um,
Yeah. That sounds
my
like I mean, that's kind of like what my job is, because like I'm a full-time gig worker, so like I do like, Uber, DoorDash, Grubhub, Instacart,
right
Amazon
on.
Flex. I just drive all day, and like I'm in my car by myself unless I'm giving an Uber ride, so I can just
Yeah.
listen to whatever podcast or music that I want. I don't. It's yeah. I haven't worked in an office since like 2018, and because I used to
Oh,
work in IT, and like I used to work for Microsoft when I was in
no
well,
way.
actually, when I moved to this apartment, and then I worked for Publix, the big supermarket chain, and I worked for GE when I lived in New York.
Hmm.
And yeah, because I actually went to school for IT, and it's funny. I still get every day. I get like an email or a call from a recruiter, even though I haven't worked in that field in like going on 6 years now. They're like, we need like, are you looking for a job? I'm like, no, I'd rather deliver pizzas than.
Yeah.
You wouldn't
I
think.
did websites for a while too. I did that for about 12 years. Just
Oh, really?
self-taught. Yeah.
Yeah.
Self-taught. But yeah, it
Yeah, it's
got too competitive.
yeah,
It's
it's
like,
it's 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 fun, like, working, like, the kinda industry that, like, I work in is, we're you're not exactly an entrepreneur, but you're certainly not an employee either, you know? Like,
mhm.
it's like independent contracting technically.
Okay.
Like, different
That's
states have different laws on it, and, yeah, I mean, I have a whole separate channel. My other channel is called GigTube because
oh,
that's the channel that I have about, like, like, all those jobs. Although I don't really update that anymore, but my license plates, I got vanity plates that say GigTube on them, and, like, whenever I get an Uber ride, people are like, "What does GigTube mean?" I'm like, that's my YouTube channel, which I haven't updated in, like, 2 years, and, I can't get Chad's beer reviews on a license plate, so,
right.
um,
Yeah.
when those plates, expire in actually a couple months, I'm probably just gonna get regular ABC 1, 2, 3, 4 plates, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Are you so do you have are you like monetized with Google right now, or I didn't or anything like
Yeah.
that? Yeah. Okay. So am I.
Both,
Yeah.
uh both GigTube and this channel are monetized, but I make so little money on this channel that I still haven't actually gotten a paycheck from YouTube yet, but
Oh wow.
I mean, I don't it's like passive, and it's like basically it's like 1 day's worth of pay, like
Yeah. Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah. Yep.
If I really like went, harder, and like really like applied myself like on my other channel, I could probably turn it into like, 2 days worth of pay per month instead of 1, but, I've tried, like, when COVID hit and I just like, everybody was getting paid to stay home,
Hmm.
like, I tried and, like, I just, like, really wasn't cultivating an audience. I'm just like, people don't care what I have to say, so, like, I was like, I'm just gonna do Chad's beer reviews, at least that's fun, you know?
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Yeah. That's great.
Speaking of which, What made you start a YouTube channel? Or at
I,
least
I
this one, Beerman.
I needed friends. No, I needed some friends. I needed to. I didn't have any friends, man. I was looking around for people to hang with, and I figured let's go social media. Let's see if I can find people that I can talk to. Now I've got like a nice friend base. I go to people all the time, or almost every 3, 4 nights a week, and
Mhm.
we hang out. We drink beers. We get a little slosh sometimes, but now I'm gonna go visit some in September, so it's kind of cool over in Boston area. So that'd be kind of fun. But yeah,
Yeah,
mainly for the
I was just gonna show the folks at home your channel because you do a lot of live streams. Like you
yeah,
do, like what, like every Tuesday and Wednesday night?
yeah, yep. And then Thursdays I brew, usually maybe once or twice a month. So,
Yeah, and so you go on like an hour and a half or so,
mhm,
2 hours.
yep.
It's funny when
I
I
won't,
saw your picture and I just saw your picture. I didn't know what you sounded like. I thought you sounded like because you kind of look like David Cross. You know who he
what's
is?
no, what's that?
He's Tobias on Arrested Development. He's a
Oh,
comedian. But he was on Impractical Jokers a couple of years ago. Let me
how
see if I
funny.
can find him.
I'm just gonna fill my glass.
Okay.
That's funny, dude. Oh,
Yeah, I thought he had a bigger beard than this.
how funny.
Yeah. Um yeah, I mean he was great on Arrested Development. That's one of my all-time favorite shows. Did you ever see
Nice.
that?
No, I haven't actually. Jeez.
Oh, that's one of those cult following TV shows. Like
Oh,
it's like, like Breaking Bad or you know,
yeah.
show I mean, well, in that it has like that like really hardcore audience that like they have to like evangelize to everybody, be like, "Oh, you gotta watch this show," you know?
Like Dexter.
Yeah, I've never seen Dexter, but yeah, I know what you're talking like at least as far as the fan base goes.
Yeah. Or 24 hours. That was always one I liked. It had 24 hours to, it was like
Oh,
an
with
A bomb.
Kiefer Sullivan or
Yeah.
Sutherland.
Yeah. That was good.
Yeah, I'm more into like comedy and like
Okay.
animation. Like, Simpsons, South Park, Family Guy, Rick and Morty,
I don't
um,
like those.
stuff like that, you know?
Yeah. That's cool. Thriller
Like,
and horror movies for me. Yeah.
have you ever seen that show? It's like a vampire spoof show, What We Do in the Shadows.
I don't believe I have. No.
Okay, so it's kind of like my girlfriend is into like all kinds of like that kind of like horror kind of genre, She wears like it's like all that 80s like, Freddy and Jason and all that stuff and
All
yeah,
right.
she loves stuff like that. So we started watching it and I actually found a beer on Tavor. It's called What We Brew in the Shadows, New Zealand
Uh,
style of pills from Stormbreaker. Where are they out of? Oh, you maybe you've heard of them. They're out of Portland, Oregon.
oh, what's the company?
Stormbreaker?
Stormbreaker. Man, I haven't heard of that one.
Hmm.
There are tons of breweries out here too.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever used Tavor, because that's where I get most of my beer from now. Because like where
Yeah.
I live is like a beer desert.
Tavor, yeah. I've never used them, but
You yeah, you probably don't need to. You get like such good beer wherever you are.
yeah, I want more stuff from the east though, really bad. I
Yeah.
want I want stuff from places I can't get. What's the one I'm thinking of right now? Fidens. I like Fidens quite a bit, and I want to go. I want to get more of their stuff, but they're so. I don't know if you like. Do you like New England IPAs? Do you like
Yeah,
their
up to a point. My girlfriend loves the hazies. I kinda
oh, the
like
hazy?
the old school, like, Ruination, Dogfish 90 Minutes, things like that, you
There
know?
you go. I like that too. Yeah.
They don't make those anymore. It's like all you can get is hazies now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's that's not good. They gotta. That's why I like to brew beer. I can brew what I want. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I kinda miss those days too.
Yeah.
Just being able I have this program, I think it's called Beersmith. Is that what you use?
Yeah. It is. That's what I use.
I
Yeah.
could probably send you some of my recipes. 'Cause
All right.
have you ever had, Westbrook Mexican cake?
I haven't. Nope.
Or any of the, like, hot chocolate stouts?
I've had like Mexican hot, like spice, like with chilies in them, possibly.
Yeah, 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 like chocolate
Yeah.
and chili p yeah.
I have had one. I can't remember where it was from though. I don't know where that's from. Was it
I'll
night
send
and
you my
Eve?
recipe 'cause, my award-winning beer was called Chad's Chocolate Cherry Chili Porter.
Oh,
So,
dude,
yeah,
that
um,
sounds terrific.
yeah, it's kinda like take, like, I don't know if you ever had Mexican cake or, like, Stone has a, they call them hot chocolate stouts,
I think it was Stone. It was Stone.
starts with an X,
Yeah,
Xtovera or something
that's
like
it.
that.
That's it.
Okay, yeah, so, like, take, like, that beer and you add, like, cherry puree to it. It's like I was
Mm,
inspired, like, I don't know if you have, like, Whole Foods or, Fresh Market or Sprouts
yeah,
where you are. Like, you
yeah.
know how, like, if you go, like, in the candy aisle, they have, like, all this, like, niche candy you won't see anywhere else. Like, that's the one thing I like about those stores, they have, like, all these products you don't see anywhere else,
Hmm.
which it could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. Maybe you don't see it for, for a reason, you know? But, like, you go, like, in the gourmet candy section, and, I saw a candy bar that was, it was chocolate, but it had chili peppers and cherry in it, and I was eating it, and I was like, "This would be awesome as a beer." And, like, this is, like, about 10 years ago, and, like, this is, like, when, Westbrook Mexican Cake first came out, and I was like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna basically, like, take that" not that recipe, but just, like, the concept, and
Concept.
I'll add cherry puree because I had used cherry puree in a few different beers, and it came out great. I used to grow, s I think it was a Trinidad scorpion pepper,
Oh my
and,
gosh.
I don't know if like, at the time, it was, like, the world's hottest pepper, and it's, like actually, I have a picture of it, I'll see if I can find it. Um, it's, like, a pepper, like, the size of, like, a golf ball or a ping pong ball, something like that. So,
Mm.
what I would do is I'd take, like, 1 pepper, cut it in half, and I would throw it into the bucket about 24 hours before I would bottle it, and just, like, that 1 pepper, like, this big, would be enough heat for, the 5 gallons.
Holy,
Yeah.
jeez,
Let
that's
me see if I can
crazy.
find it here. I know it's on the background.
I've never used puree either. That's it. I need to. It's so expensive. I got.
Well, yeah, how many gallons are you doing? Like 10, 15?
I do like 10, 11, 11.75, 11.75, almost 12 gallons.
Okay.
Um, because in the end I get like 10 and a half, 10
Yeah.
gallons or whatever.
I
So
only did, I always just did 5, just
yeah,
generic,
that's fine.
homebrew.
I've been doing
Um,
7.5ers lately just to get into my corny kegs. Yeah.
yeah, I used to have a corny keg, and I had to get um, a special like, you can buy like, you get a kegerator, like, the kegerator's meant for, like, a keg, you would get, like, a full what are those, like, 20-gallon kegs? I don't know how many gallons are in a keg, but, um,
Oh yeah, like 15.5 or something. Yeah.
yeah, I had a specially make it oh, here we go. Alright, so, let me show you my screen here.
Nice.
Anybody listening on the audio podcast is, like, going crazy because they can't see. So
Yeah. Right.
these are this is the Trinidad scorpion pepper.
Oh
This is
dang.
back when I lived in Albany. Yeah, and, like, 1 pepper is, like, the size of, like, a ping pong ball or maybe even smaller.
Yeah. Tiny.
Yeah, I just took 1 pepper, cut it in half, threw it in the bucket. 24 hours later, I bottled it.
And it wasn't too off-putting or anything? It wasn't too hot, like to where you
No, it
couldn't.
was nice because like, it was, like, chocolate and the cherry and the
Mm,
pepper just gave it, like, a warming sensation as it goes down.
okay.
Yeah.
Seeds and all, right? Not just the fruit, but the
Mhm.
seeds. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Uh,
just you just have to I mean, I don't know if you're even be able to get those kind of peppers or I mean, even, like, jalapeno or something would work, like, some of
yeah.
my favorite beers or maybe not my favorite what's not like, when I think, like, favorite, I think, like, Westy 12 or like Southern Tier Chocolate or big deal Hall of Fame beers like that. But I'd say
Mm.
like maybe some of my most memorable beers have been always recipes that you wouldn't think would work and they do. Like I remember going like a home, not a homebrew, just like a regular beer fest. The first time I ever went to a beer fest, probably like 2012 or something like that. Um, a brewery had a jalapeno raspberry wheat beer. You wouldn't think
That's,
that would work, but it does.
it sounds good, actually. Yeah. Uh, I need to. I want to do. I want to do a pepper adjunct beer, man, for sure. Like
Mhm.
I would love to mix around with some hot stuff. I just don't want to get like heartburn drinking too many of them. You know, it's something you don't almost
Yeah.
want to give to people. You
Oh,
know.
yeah, that reminds me, that was what I was gonna say before, like, when I was talking to, Paul and Michelle in the UK, they call it Rate My Beer, and they have, like, their own backyard bar, and,
Okay.
I was like, if I had a backyard bar that big, like, I would feel so obligated to just, like, go out and, like, make, like, so many friends and try to get them to come to my house, you know? Like, you have all those taps in your, shed there. Like, do you
Yeah.
feel, like, obligated, like, "I gotta go out and make friends or bring them over here to, like, get them to drink my beer?" Because like, when I was home brewing, I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna be able to drink all 5 gallons of this myself." So, like, I was in, like, a pretty, big homebrew club back then. Are you in a homebrew club now?
I wish they don't have anything like that around here that I know of. Well, they do,
Uh
but I don't know anyone, so haven't been here too long. But
Oh, yeah,
yeah, I
you
used
just moved there?
well, I've been here. Shoot, probably about 8 years, but
Oh, okay.
just not like it. There's a lot of people here aren't very nice. There's a lot of weird people around here. If I was in Astoria, it would be different. There's a lot more colorful people there. You know what I mean? Here, they're
Yeah.
just kind of But I I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, but
You
I
get
wish there was. They have online brew clubs that I'd like to join. There was one that I heard about on a podcast that you can like join for a certain like amount every month. They have you pitch in a little bit of money, and you get
mhm,
to visit people and send out your beers to people, which is what I do now. I mean, I send out a lot of beers to different people. We'll start a panel, and we'll all enjoy the beers together to kind of talk about it. Well, hopefully they enjoy them. But but we'll talk about the beers I brewed, and I get some input, and it lets me know if I want to continue brewing that, or
yeah.
something like that. So,
What's this is
oh,
Leo,
that's a
by the
cool
way.
cat. I like your cat.
Yeah, this is the one that's, scared of thunder and everything.
Ah, man.
What do you want, bud? Did you say you had, cats and dogs?
Yeah, we got a little Staffordshire pit
Mhm.
puppy, and then we have two cats. One's a little crap hole sometimes, and the other one is really sweet and sincere and tiny, very tiny. Yeah,
Do you have
cuties
any
though.
human children?
I have two stepkids. I don't have
Okay.
any of my own that I know of.
I always say that too.
Yeah, you know, things happen. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I got two stepkids. My wife, who I love very much, been together with her 20 plus years.
Wow.
Um, yeah,
How old
so
are your kids? They must be
kids are 24, 23, 24, somewhere in that range.
oh,
One's
okay.
they're a year apart from each other, a boy and a girl. Yeah, man and a woman. Yeah.
Mhm. Are they
So
still They probably moved out of the house though by now, right?
Oh yeah, they're up in North
Mm.
Dakota right now. Um,
Okay.
one's living with their dad, and who I'm not too fond of, and but that's all right. And the other one just had twins actually. She has a
Mhm.
girl, and then she just had two twin boys. So she's with a boyfriend, and yeah, so
Yeah.
that's a lot.
So, like of all your home brews, like which one are you like the most proud of?
I would have to say my damn good man. So I did a lot of tribute beers to different channels. So I would brew a beer based on that channel. I'd talk to the person, what do you like? Let's put something together, and I'll send this out to you amongst other people as well, and we'll get a panel going. So the last one, or not the last one, the first, probably like the third or fourth one I did was for Regopolis channel. Um,
Mhm.
and it was called Damn Good Man because he used to call me Damn Good Man. Oh, you're a damn good man. And it's a New England IPA, 7.2%, freaking delicious. I wanna make it again, really bad.
Mhm.
The New Englands have been a challenge, a struggle. Just trying to. The last one I did, like this one right here, is a New England, but it looks like a Westie,
Right.
but it tastes just like a New England. It's like, what happened here? But
Yeah,
yeah,
I heard they're hard to make because like you gotta like balance because like you're using like you can use lactose or oats or wheat. A lot of
yeah.
people I was listening to a podcast, I think yeah, I don't know if you listen to Think Beer, Drink Beer with John Hall from
Oh
All
yeah,
About
yeah.
Beer. I forget who he was talking to, but he was talking to a pro brewer and he said he just basically just took like a is either a Hefeweizen or like a Weizenbach recipe and they just
Mm.
instead of using German, Hefeweizen yeast, they just used, uh, probably White Labs 001 or something like that, and,
One thing I know or something. Yeah,
yeah, and just hop the
right.
hell out of it to turn a German wheat beer into a New England style IPA,
Hmm.
and, yeah, like, that's, like, a good cheat, like, a lot of them will say, like, wheat, contains wheat or oats or lactose. I remember the first IPA I ever had that had one of those adjuncts in it. Did you ever have a Three Floyds Apocalypse Cow?
I haven't. None of
Okay,
Three Floyds. Yeah, I've been wanting to try their stuff.
yeah, they're hard to get if you don't live like in Indiana or Chicago, somewhere around there.
Right.
Um, yeah, I remember like in the fairly early days of my show, I forget how, but somehow I got a bunch of Three Floyds beers off somebody that I probably did a trade with. And, yeah, they did this beer called Apocalypse Cow. It's just like basically like a West Coast IPA, and they threw lactose sugar in it. It was the first time I ever had an IPA with lactose sugar. I was like, "Wow, this is nuts. Like, what are they doing here?" And then a few years later, like that was before that was before Heady Topper and
Oh
before
wow,
Treehouse and, like all those hazy beers, Um
crazy.
yeah. You ever had any of the Treehouse or Hill Farmstead, like the must-have New England IPAs of the moment, or New
I
England breweries?
I haven't had Treehouse yet, and I'm going to have them when I go to Boston or Portland, Maine area. But
Mhm,
the Alchemists, I've had their stuff. Heady
mhm.
Topper, I've had their other stuff as well. With Heady Topper, and then the what's the other one? Um,
Focal Banger?
Local Banger, which I like better, to be honest.
That's what
And they,
everybody says.
yeah,
Everybody who's had
I like
both, they
both.
Focal
I like
Banger.
both.
I've never had Focal Banger.
Yeah, it's good. It's a little more on the New Englandy kind of feel,
Mhm,
where the other one is more Westy-ish. Not really,
mhm.
but kind of. It's a little more bitter, let's say. Um, yeah, Focal Banger is a little more sweeter. Um, I don't know. I want Treehouse. I want Tree. I've had. What's the other one that you mentioned right now?
Other half?
Hill Farmstead.
Oh,
Hill
yeah, Hill
Farmstead.
Farmstead.
I've had their saison. They had a saison in a big bottle here. They had a couple others too that I've tried, but I never had a. I think I had one of their Westies, but I can't. Again, like going off that thing where you can't remember a beer, but it's
This
like
is why you gotta
remember.
use Untapped.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Um,
Mhm.
but Hill Farmstead's got some great stuff, and I love that you got to go travel out to their area to go get it. You know, a lot of
Mhm.
times, but their distributions come out here, so that's kind of cool. You know, in all reality, I mean, it's
Really?
kind of
Wow.
nice. But I couldn't believe I got their stuff, to be honest.
I wonder if they do like a trade, like if like some exclusive West Coast brewery, they do or like they do a trade like
Yeah.
yeah, I because if you're ever in the Albany area in upstate New York, in Troy, New York, there's this awesome beer bar called the Ruck. In my homebrew
Mm.
club, we used to have our homebrew club meetings there. They have like probably like 30 taps there. And
Wow.
they have they keep like one or two, maybe even three Hill Farmstead beers on tap there. And it's so nice. So you don't have to go all the way up to freaking Vermont to try the beer. You can
Vermont.
get it
Yeah.
on tap in Troy. Um, yeah, they're I think like Susan, I think is like their saison. I can't remember. They're all named after. They all
So,
have
yeah. I see your name. Yeah.
yeah, they
Yep.
all have people names. They're all just named after that dude's like relatives and ancestors and all that stuff. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember like when I lived in I feel like Albany back in like from like 2010 to like 2015 was like the beer snob capital of the world, or at least in the United States at back then. I used to write a beer blog for the Albany Times Union newspaper at the time, and everybody
Oh,
was like always busting my balls, like you got to go on a trip to like Hill Farmstead. I actually wrote like a, you remember the Onion? Well, I guess they're still around. Like a satire fake newspaper. You know,
mm,
I wrote an article that they didn't pick up, but because like they didn't get the joke, but it was like so the Ruck started carrying Hill Farmstead beers, and I wrote an article, a fake article saying like local beer snobs outraged that Hill Farmstead beers so easily to come by now, and like it was basically like how like I'm the reporter and like I'm talking to like local beer snobs, and like they're mad because like they had to go and drive hours and hours to Hill Farmstead and wait in line in the cold, and like now
yeah,
anybody can just walk into this bar and buy it. They didn't like, and like the joke was they didn't pay their dues, like you have to like the joke was like you have to pay your dues to like get Hill Farmstead or Treehouse. Like those are like the two like must have super beer snob loving breweries, and like they're because they're so exclusive, like you can't just like go to a store and buy their stuff. You have to go to the brewery and get it.
same with Fidens. Fidens is the other one. Have you ever had Fidens before?
No, I hadn't even heard of them until about a year or two ago, because I think they're out of Albany. They must be like be just opened.
Yeah, yeah, they think they are. My FLX beer reviews. Have you heard of them?
Yeah,
They're kind of in that area, and
and it's
I
also
won't discuss it real
Kyle
quick.
at
Yeah,
No Hype Beer Reviews.
yeah,
You're right.
yeah, yep.
He was the first guest on this podcast a few months ago.
Oh,
Or
sweet. All right,
let me bring this up.
a nice dude right there.
Let me share the screen. Why did I close this? Yeah, so this is No Hype Beer Reviews. That's Kyle.
Yeah.
Um, oh, it's funny. He just reviewed an Athletic. Oh, right, that's a different beer, but um, yeah, he does a lot of fight-ins because I think they're right there in Albany, and
Hmm.
he's been raving about them for a while. So like, because I used to go home for Christmas every year, but like the last few years, I've been going home for like 4th of July because I'd much rather go up to up north in the summer than in the winter. Because
Yeah.
my parents still live in the same house that I grew up in as a
Oh,
child. They've lived there since like 1972,
crazy.
and it's just like so poorly insulated. If you go there in the winter, you'll be indoors like wearing a shirt and glove, like you're just freezing, And I'm like, well, if I'm gonna go there, I'd rather just be, I'd rather be hot and sweaty because like I'm used to it here in Florida. Like I don't even turn the AC on until I go to bed because like it'll be like right now in here is probably like 80 degrees. Um,
Okay.
when I go to bed, I turn the AC down to 70. and then I turn it off when I wake up. You know, I don't mind the heat.
Oh, I'd be way different. Yeah, I start sweating and that air conditioner has to come on. Yeah. Well, that's cool. That you're like my wife.
Speaking of beer tubers, like it seems like you do live streams like with other beer tubers all the time. Like which channels do you like? Which ones do you watch the most?
um, well, of course, I take care of the people that are on my live streams all the time. You know, I make sure that they're being watched. Like Bumpy Islams is what he calls himself now. He was Bumpy Road Brewery.
Yeah,
And then you got East Coast LQ Reviews. You got even Sparkle coming from Art by Sparkle coming from the art community. She's been hanging out with us. That's kind of cool to see a different variety of people coming in. She actually used to work for Budweiser, which is really cool.
really.
Um, yeah, I mean, I'm not really a Budweiser drinker, but it's really not that bad of a lager.
Yeah, did you see? We did a blind taste test. We were trying to see if we could tell the difference between Bud Miller Coors and a rice lager.
I haven't seen that to look at that.
Here, I'll show
Oh
you. Let me bring this up because I don't like we do the show, you know, Tuesday Night Beer School on my channel where we will analyze a style to the BJCP specs, and we finally did American Lager about a few weeks ago.
oh,
Yeah, American
cool.
Lager. So like we just did,
I like that.
you know, beer expert can't tell the difference between Bud Miller and Coors. Um, so yeah, so the sound's off on this one, but yeah, this one got it's not one yeah about 1,600 views as of right now.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Dude, that Miller High Life is bomb. I like Miller High Life.
Well, spoilers, I could not identify any of the four. I was kind of close, but I
Crazy.
got all four wrong. By the way, my Christina got all four wrong too.
Oh,
Um, yeah, so like Tuesday Night Beer School is one of my favorite shows to do because we analyze a style to
Tuesday night. Okay.
yeah. We don't record them on Tuesday. Usually we do them on Saturday or Sunday and just upload them on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Are you BJCP certified?
I'm not. I'm not at all. I
Okay. I'm sure
I
you could you probably pass the test easily.
I think so. I don't see why I wouldn't be able to. Even the Cicerone program, I'd like to kind of get that at least the first test going.
Oh,
Um,
that's super easy. I did that one
super
like
easy. Yeah.
in 2012.
Is it nice?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's it
But
like?
the, well,
65 questions or 60 questions you gotta
yeah,
answer?
it's all multiple choice.
Oh,
I
okay.
forget how many questions it was, but I passed on the first try, and that was
Oh,
back
good
in
for you,
20.
bro.
There's my certificate right there. That's the
Oh,
Cicerone
that's
Beer
cool, man.
Fervor. This
Nice.
is my that's my BJCP certified. Uh,
Oh,
uh,
I didn't even know they had a BJCP certified thing. Like, I honestly did not know that.
yeah, there's different levels to BJCP because like there's like because you get like they call points. It's like
Okay.
when you judge or steward at a homebrew competition, you get a certain amount of points. It's funny because
Mhm.
like it actually kind of reminds me of like the military. It's kind of like you level up, you know.
Yeah.
Like
Ranking.
I
Yeah.
think they should call because like when you first come in, and you have so let's say you pass the test and you have like no points, no experience. They just call you like a novice, and then
Hmm.
like you move up to like certified, and there's national, and then there's master and grandmaster and all that stuff. I think
Okay.
they should just call them like third class judge, second class judge, first class judge. You know?
First class, then chief, and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to
I'll
like
have to look
to
into that.
yeah, I'm sure like like you've been brewing for a while. You know like I mean, even if you're not like you don't have to have a degree in chemistry or microbiology, but
No.
I mean, you know like acetaldehyde, dimethyl sulfide, you
All
know,
flavors and stuff. Yeah.
you know, any all those chemistry terms, you know,
Mhm.
if you know like why a beer, hazes up, like, chill haze and stuff like that.
Right.
Like all those chemical terms for like esters and phenols and stuff. Like, it's like, there's like good phenols and bad phenols. Like the good phenols are like the clove kind of taste and aroma you get like in a German wheat beer. And
Right.
like the bad phenols are like, Band-Aid and
Yeah.
Chlorosept.
Yeah. Right. Right.
And if you know what causes that, like, because like you have to, first you have to take a multiple choice test. I think it's like 150 questions or something like that. And it's
Hmm.
open book. Like you could theoretically just Google each question like as you get it. But a lot of it is just it's just straight out of the style guidelines. Like it'll ask you a question out of here. So like if you have this printed out or you have like a PDF, you can just look it up real quick. You know,
Oh, crazy.
um, like a lot like a common question would be like of these like it'll list like four different styles. Like in which of these styles is diacetyl acceptable?
Oh,
In
right. Okay.
like Czech Pilsner in small amounts is acceptable. Some of the English styles,
Yeah. That
in
buttery.
small amounts it's acceptable.
Yeah. It's Yeah. I don't know what is the BJCP. Do they charge you to take the test to get certified, or how does that all work?
Yeah, I forget what the price is. I know it's one of those things. I think it's like you can I think it's $20 for like one attempt or
All right.
50 for three. It's
Okay.
something like that. I mean, I haven't taken it in a long time because I don't need to, obviously, but
That's
um
not bad though. Like,
yeah, and then you have to actually go take an actual tasting exam in person somewhere.
oh wow.
But yeah, I mean, like you're in Oregon, or Washington State, like I'm sure there's because like you're in like a heavy, heavy beer area there. I'm sure there's tests like probably once a month out there. I had to
Especially.
drive. I had to
Yeah.
drive all the way up to Jacksonville to take mine.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, and it's basically I don't know if you ever judged a homebrew competition, but it's the same thing as judging a homebrew competition, except they don't give you the specs. They just say this is a Belgian triple or whatever, and like it's not so much about nailing the style guidelines as it is like filling out the like just critiquing the beer properly. Like I detect this and this. Like I'm getting flavors of this is
Hmm.
appropriate, this is inappropriate.
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
like if somebody handed you a beer and it looked like Guinness, and they said, "This is a brown ale," like they'll do that to trick you, like something that's like similar, or like the LaChouffe Blonde we just did. Like they
Right.
might they might give you this beer and tell you to judge it as a triple because like they're similar, but they're not exactly the same.
Wow. Throwing you
Yeah,
off. Yeah.
yeah,
Thanks a lot. Yeah.
yeah.
No, that's crazy though. I'm definitely gonna look into. I didn't know BJCP had that though. Seriously, I had no idea. I had no idea.
Which
I don't know
which
why.
part?
Just
The
the judge. Like, is this to be a judge too? Once you get the
Yeah, I mean,
certification,
you
or
can
how does
you
that?
can judge a homebrew competition without the certification, but
Oh, okay. Right.
it's more like it's kind of more for like because like when a home brewer enters their beer into the competition and they get their feedback, it'll actually say like who judged your beer and like what their qualifications are. Because you
Hmm.
might have like somebody who's like a grandmaster, some guy who's like 70 or 80 years old, you know, he's like the highest level of BJCP, and he might have been paired with like a total noob, somebody who's like 25 years old, and like he like still hasn't even passed the test yet. And
Right.
so
Hell, I
like
might be a noob. No, I don't know. I got a little bit behind me, but yeah.
yeah.
No, that's
Do you
cool.
have favorite styles that you like to brew, or like it's funny because like sometimes you have favorite styles you like to brew, but then you have styles you like to drink because like some of the ones that you like to drink are like they're hard to brew. So it's like, I'd rather drink this than brew it. Do you
Yeah.
have that?
I, honestly, I've been. let's put it this way. We have well modified grains, right? We've nowadays compared to
Mhm.
other times. So you don't have to do the protein rest. You don't have to do a lot of this stuff that you used to have to do. Maybe with 6 row malt or whatever. But it's like I've noticed that I've gotten a huge ABV off of doing protein rest on like say a Hefeweizen or something like that. The last Hefeweizen I did was a 6.8% Hefeweizen. Should have been like a 5.2 or something like that because I did a protein rest. Brought out all the
Right.
sugar, everything was. I was like, wow, but it came out really nice. So a Hefeweizen was a really fun one to brew. I like the easy ones, but I like the complex ones too. Like New England's are easy to brew, but they're
Mhm.
hard to manage. You gotta like your dry hopping is like weird, and like you gotta have the right yeast with the right malt to be able to or not, excuse me, the right hops with the right malts to be able to bond that together to cause that haziness. Certain closed what is it, closed thiol based hops with malts that'll work with that
Mhm.
to bond that to get that haze going. It's crazy because this one I use more open thiol kind of compound hops, and it I didn't need a thiol yeast, a
Right.
thiolized yeast like Omega, like the shirt I'm wearing. Here you go, Omega. No, but my favorite yeast company. But they have thiolized yeast, and so does Imperial. A lot of other. It's just as far as going back to styles though. Last one I did was a Northern English brown, like that of Newcastle, the original Newcastle. That was kind of fun.
Right.
With the easy ones, man, the ones that don't take a lot of time, but they taste so damn good. In the end, hopefully anyway. But it's
Yeah.
I haven't done a pale yet. A pale I haven't done a pale ale yet. But
Just a
West
regular
Coast
American
IPA,
pale ale?
yeah, I haven't done. I've been wanting to do something similar to Sierra Nevada's pale, or which is a terrific beer, in my opinion. But West Coast IPAs, I've been doing a lot of those as well, and those are fun. Those are so fun. Just the dry
Mhm.
hopping and all that. It's really fun. Um,
It's funny you mentioned, Thiolize. I did this beer review, about a year ago. Levels by New Image Brewing. I got this beer because like, the can looked like the level of Zelda Legend of Zelda.
oh, cool.
Let me see. Yeah, you can see it. I don't know what I was thinking with those glasses.
Oh, dang.
Thiolize IPA with
That's crazy.
Phantasm.
Oh, with the phantasm powder. All right.
Yeah, they're out of, Denver, I think it said. Oh, yeah, Omega Helio Gazer.
Yeah, that's a great yeast. Oh my god.
Yeah, there's so many beers I buy just for the label, and if they end up being
Yeah.
a good beer, it's great, but I have, like, it's like everything's on cans now. I have, like, this, like, portfolio of, here, let me,
Sorry, I had to fill up. Give me another beer.
like, I just got this one on, Tavor. Smells like bean spirit.
Oh, I
Kinda
got
look
that
like
right here, dude. That's crazy.
is it the vanilla version?
No, it's the sorry, I just have the sticker, but that was that
Oh, okay,
one.
yeah.
Put it on
This
my
is
door.
the, this is the vanilla version.
Nice. Okay.
Well, you know what? This can arrived damaged. It was, like, partially opened, so, like, the beer was flat. So I didn't give it a I didn't review it, I just drank it, and,
Yeah.
like, here's the double dry hop Ghost in the Machine.
Oh, that's got like a hologram. That's crazy.
Yeah. This one's kinda local. It's called, Cat versus Dog. This is
Oh
from,
wow.
Unbranded Brewing and RAR Brewing, and then
Oh
down
right.
here is
Yeah.
Green Eggs from Other Half.
Other half. Yeah. Nice.
And then, there's this
Another
brewery
cool
out of, Connecticut called, Fat Orange Cat.
beer. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Very
I
good
get all
stuff.
this,
Very good
Here's
beers from them.
let's see.
Their milkshake IPA was bomb.
I'm sure you would probably love this one. I don't know
Oh,
if
Cellar
Cellar
Maker.
Maker. It's called Otto's Jacket.
Oh, that's
West Coast
cool.
IPA. It's like a really dank IPA, and it looks just like a Simpsons.
Yeah,
You know, looks exactly like the Simpsons. So I've been saving these for a year or two, and I think like when I get enough labels, I'm just gonna like wallpaper the entire wall with just beer labels.
nice. Oh, that's great. Heck yeah,
By the
man.
way, here's the I printed out the me and Christina are trying to get into cider and mead
Mm,
certification, and like this is how they're only these cider and mead are only about 10 pages each, the entire guidelines compared to the beer style guidelines, which is like 120 pages or something.
holy moly. Jeez,
Yeah. Um.
it's crazy.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm rambling.
Ah, you're all right.
Oh, here's my my taxes.
Oh, okay. Taxes. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. I had those taken care of a while ago, but I have like the world's best tax man. I just like send them all my paperwork, and they just sends me back everything all filled out. You know,
Oh,
because
there
like
you go.
the kind of work I'm in, I like because I'm an independent contractor. I'm not an employee, so none of the companies that I work for, they don't take taxes out like they do with a W-2 job. It's like
Mm.
I get a tax bill. I don't get a tax rebate or refund or whatever. It's not,
Oh,
I pay
no.
like I pay way less taxes than most people who have a W-2 job.
Yeah. That's like what I have, and then Google's a 1099 and what 1099. But
Yeah,
I only
that,
use Google for tax reasons, for taxable income. That's all I use it for.
yeah,
That's I don't care how much I make from Google.
mhm.
I just it's all taxes, the
Yeah. If you
write-offs.
make, you only have to. They won't even give you a tax form unless you make $600 or more.
Yeah, yeah, and I only maybe 200 a year,
Mhm.
300 maybe at that. But that's if people
Yeah,
donate, or whatnot. Yeah.
yeah. You have a yeah. I actually opened a store through YouTube where like you can buy Chad's Beer Reviews shirts and mugs and all that stuff.
Awesome.
Not too many people have bought them, but it's still there. Or you can do a super thanks, you know?
Oh, okay, right,
I'm doing
right.
channel memberships, but I only have 1 member as of right now.
Oh, see, I've been thinking about stuff like that. Are you using like Teespring or anything like that? What kind of
Yeah,
places
I
are
think
you using?
it's through Teespring, because
Teespring, yeah,
you can design like they're just print on demand, so you can just design
right,
whatever crazy uh shirts and stuff that you want. Like these logos here. Like I
yeah.
paid a professional artist to draw that. Like I couldn't draw that, you know.
Oh, that's cool though, man.
Like
Heck
I can put those on t-shirts and mugs or, whatever.
yeah,
I have
cool.
to get some more.
That's
Anyway,
yeah.
we're going pretty long, so I'll probably wrap this up soon.
All
I
right.
always finish the show asking the same question. What is the plural of Guinness?
The plural of Guinness.
Yeah. Like if you wanted
Yeah.
more than 1 Guinness.
Irish stout. I don't know. I can't come up with an answer.
Nobody knows. Like, it's a rhetorical question. I don't know if there is an answer. I think it is. I think it's like sheep or deer, where it's just the plural and the singular are the same. You know, like so if you went to the bar and you instead of saying "Give me 3 Guinnesses," you would probably just say, "Hey, give me 3 Guinness." Or
Right. Well, they're
I
so
would
light.
probably,
I've had one recently, and I was all, "What the heck? I thought this was heavier back in the day." And I'm
oh yeah,
like,
Guinness is like
"It's
Bud
so much
Light. It's like
lighter.
4.1 or something.
It's almost fruity in a way. It's got like this weird fruity kind of roastiness. I don't know what's going
Hmm.
on. Yeah, but plural. I mean, I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Yeah, because
Um,
it's either Guinness, Guinnesses or Guinness-I, like
Yeah,
octopi.
probably rather have an export stout of that rather a Guinness export rather than
Yeah,
that. You know, a little heavier in the ABV.
that
But
one's pretty good.
yeah,
I
but
like the, you know, it's a really underrated style is the tropical stout style. You ever had
oh
like
yeah,
Lion?
that's good. That's really good. I have had that. That is really good.
Yeah, and it's super cheap too. I can get Lion
Yeah.
stout at Total Wine for like, I don't know, $3 a can or something.
Mm. That's where I think I might have actually gotten it there. They're like an hour and a half away from me though. I have to go to Portland. Portland's like hour, 2 hours away.
Mhm.
What east of me? Yeah. So
What's the what's the beer scene like where you live? Is there any actual beer stores or do you have to go to the supermarket or a liquor store? How does that work?
we have two bottle shops. One I like better than the other because they have
Mhm.
better dates on like their hop dependent beers. But you know, stout wise and this and that doesn't really matter and stuff that can be barrel aged and all that. But I mean, but yeah, we have two bottle shops. We have another one, but I don't like the guy. I used to work for him, and he didn't want to pay me one day, so I
Mm.
left. And I was like, I'm done with you. I'm not going to support you. So I don't ever go there anymore. But we have a few breweries on the coast where I'm at. But then you got to go to Portland to go, or south of me to go to like all the others. There's others in Cannon Beach. The Haystack Rock is in the Goonies movie. That area down there, they
Mhm.
have a couple breweries down there. They have um, oh man, what's the name of the brewery? Anyway, there's two down there, and then you go further, and you're in Rogue territory in Newport,
Mhm.
and some others. Pelican Brewing, Pelican Brewing's another one. But yeah, it's not so big here, but it's bigger in Portland. So I have to actually travel to go get what I really want. A lot of the beers you showed me previously, in our messaging and stuff, that was
Mhm.
stuff that I could probably find more in Oregon, in Portland,
Yeah.
than the coast. So, but yeah,
Do you like you're I think this brewery is near you, Wayfinder?
that I can get actually
Yeah, they're
regularly.
in Portland.
Yeah, good stuff, dude. They have great beers, actually.
I think they make did they make only lagers? Because I've only had lagers from them.
They have IPAs. I had a Westie from them. Um, I don't believe I've had any like hazies or New Englands. But yeah, it was mainly lagers, but they do have IPAs. I think the last
Okay.
one I had IPA of theirs, yeah. But
Yeah,
Wayfinder,
here's another one from Fat Orange Cat. It's called Baby Leprechauns. It's just all
oh
cats.
dude,
Like we should have reviewed this for St. Patrick's Day. It's not you would think like off the label it's like a Guinness type beer, but it's a session IPA.
oh wow, okay,
Well, they call it a session IPA, but it's 5.9.
5.9 for session,
That's way too
depending on
strong for a session unless you split it with somebody.
yeah, or your tolerance level, or
Yeah.
something.
Or
Fat Orange Cats rocks, dude. Those guys put out. They're like aren't they a lease? No, they're a Gypsy brewery, right?
yeah, they're with 12%
Twelve
out of
percent, yeah, yeah.
Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, where do you like where do you go for like beer news or like to see like what's the next must have thing? Do you just go off of like other beer tubers or you listen to certain podcasts or certain beer websites?
BeerTubers, podcasts, um, and just yeah, mainly YouTube. Looking at a lot of the East Coast stuff, even the West Coasty people
Mhm.
bringing out some really nice stuff that I've never heard of in this area. Mainly YouTube. Then you get Facebook or Instagram. Um, but I'm trying to think of anything else. But yeah, that's about it. It's really,
Yeah, I
I mean,
feel like yeah, BeerTube as it's called, like I feel like it's just not as big now as it used to be cuz like it was huge like in 2010 to like 2013 era. Like I don't know if you ever saw that channel Beer Geek Nation.
Yeah, yeah, dude. I
Yeah,
actually
he just up
what?
and quit, and like he was like whatever he was talking about, like that was like what everybody had to have, you know.
Yeah,
I would
Don's
love to I'd love to get
Don's.
him on this show and ask him where he's been for the last 10 years.
All right, I know, I know. You should, you should. Don Osborne, I really like that guy. That guy does a lot of stuff, and and then the guy he hangs with is on a podcast with Northern Brewer. I can't
Mhm.
think of his name though. Um, kind of has a monotone kind of sounding voice. Uh,
Mhm.
just sounds like he's disturbed and mad all the time, but he's actually kind of cool. He's very knowledgeable, and I don't get stuff. I'm more of a morebeer.com guy as far as
Mhm.
getting ingredients. I don't really go through Northern Brewer unless I have to. But yeah, a lot of those. Yeah, Don Osborne. Have you heard of Don Osborne?
Is that the name of his channel?
Yeah,
Or
that it sure is.
I'll look it up.
He's been brewing for years. I mean, and the guy he hangs out with is always on a podcast with several other podcast people actually, and he has one of his own as well. I can't think of the name of it.
I think I found him.
Brewlosophy is one of my favorite podcasts, and experimental brewing.
Is this him?
Yeah, that's him.
So
Very
is he
very
only
monotone, and he also shares that monotone kind of voice. But it's funny. It fits him.
So he's more of a home brewer than a beer tuber.
Yeah, sure is.
Yeah, 'cause there's kind of like two different genres. There's like the brew tube and like the beer tube, like and like
Hmm.
you kind of cover both. Because like I'm just a beer tuber. I don't homebrew anymore. And
Right.
like I used to have tons of homebrew videos on this channel, but you know I got rid of them a long time. I still have them saved in my hard drive, but yeah, like there's like I don't know if you remember Craig Tube. Um,
Oh,
he's like this Canadian guy. He was huge.
I have not heard of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he nuked his channel.
Hmm.
And yeah, there's tons of like the homebrew channels get like way more views than like the actual beer tube channels.
Right.
Because
Craig's
people
Beer.
go,
That guy passed away recently.
yeah, and Treehouse gave him a shout out. Did you see that?
They did. Oh
Yeah,
wow. He tried
over
my beer for the last homebrew. It was the last beer review he ever did was my homebrew.
yeah. See this one in tribute to Greg. It's from
Wow.
Treehouse. I want to get this guy on my show. I don't know if he would do
Oh
it,
my
but
god, that would be awesome if you did that.
yeah. So I mean, it's kind of a short video. It's like 3 minutes or something. But he was just saying like he watched Greg because he started after I did, and I
Yeah.
meant to get him on the show when I first did this show, like way back in 2010, 2011, something like that, and
Hmm.
just never got around to it. But yeah, I heard he was like in an accident or something, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Broke his back, I think, or something. Yeah, he kind of got paralyzed, and he
yeah, I don't know.
reviewed my Westie though, Babu. I called it Babu. It was after actually for Beer Hounds Beer Reviews. There's
Hmm.
another guy I built the beer for, and
Hmm.
Beer Hounds, his name's Bill. He sent the beer out to Greg, and he did a review of it. And that was like I think it was like his last. He probably had stuff in the list,
Yeah,
but he just didn't get to all that. But it was just something he never does is do homebrew reviews. He
yeah.
always does like professional breweries. So it
I'd
was
be
really
happy to
cool.
do homebrew reviews if anybody wants to send me their
Oh,
stuff.
dude, I'll send. I can definitely do that. We'll hook up. We'll hook up for sure.
Cool.
I
All
would
right. Well,
love
I
to.
guess we'll wrap it up there. Um, maybe we'll do another collab review someday.
Yeah,
So I'll put links to all your stuff. Um, you're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, obviously.
dude, yeah.
I don't know if you're on Twitter. I don't use Twitter, but
I was, but not anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll try to send you my my Mexican cake Chad chocolate chili porter
Yeah.
recipe.
Sounds excellent, dude. I'll brew
Yeah.
that up.
All
Brew it
right.
up and
Well,
send it to you.
yep. We'll wrap it up there, and we'll see you next week for another
All right.
podcast. Thanks everybody for
Cool, man.
watching, and have a good night.
Cheers. Thanks,
Yep.
Chad.
So I don't have anything to cheers with. I just got water.